Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Dee again, and welcome to the Interstate with Dee. Today is Saturday, February 15th, 2025. Welcome back to our trip on the Interstate. What we do here is present news from the state level that will end up having national importance later, or news that made it into the national news cycle but was overshadowed. Then we go over some questions from y'all. On this date, February 15th, in 399 BC, Socrates, a noted philosopher and teacher, let go of the cup. After being found guilty by a jury in Athens of corrupting the minds of the youth and impiety, he was given a capital sentence. He carried it out himself. Okay, and on to the news. A city in California has criminalized what it calls aiding and abetting homeless camps. The language in the law is incredibly broad, and it's unclear exactly what behavior puts someone at risk of being charged with a crime that could land them in jail for up to 6 months. Also in California, heavy rains created mudslides causing real issues. At the time we're putting this together, we can't tell how severe it's going to be yet. Elsewhere in California, former Vice President Harris is leading in polling about who should be the next governor. Harris has 57% of support. Her closest competitor is 48 points behind her. An Indiana teen has been arrested over alleged threats to a school. This one is almost certain to become national news. In fact, I'd be surprised if it hasn't before this video goes out. There are all kinds of allegations and details that will probably turn this one into a media circus. The teen reportedly planned to carry out her attack on Valentine's Day. She had access to an AR, reportedly had a locket that will become of interest, and also reportedly sought mental health help, but reporting says her father blocked her from receiving it. Tourists hiking in Hawaii apparently ignored or somehow didn't see a trail closed sign. They were later airlifted to a hospital. For people visiting Hawaii, from what I understand, the trail closed signs in Hawaii are like the ones in Florida. Don't ignore them. In some states, trail closed means, hey, this trail is a little slippery today, or a bridge has a loose board. In some states, trail closed means, hey, you're probably going to die if you go this way. In Kentucky, Mitch McConnell wrote an op-ed published in the Courier-Journal blasting Trump's tariffs. The legendary Republican reminds people that trade is a two-way street, and says that Trump's tariffs will cost families in Kentucky more than $1,000 per year. Louisiana will no longer promote what it called mass vaccination. Reminder, we're going through multiple outbreaks of various preventable diseases. Minnesota Senator Tina Smith has indicated she won't run for re-election. Tim Walz will be running in the race. Nebraska bird flu was detected in a backyard flock. New Mexico's governor's race just developed a new dynamic. Deb Haaland, who is the former Secretary of Interior, has officially announced. She is incredibly popular and well-liked across major demographics in the state. A New Jersey man is suing a safari company after a hippo killed his wife. Here's a bonus weird fact for you. In Africa, hippos kill more people yearly than lions. In New York, made-up claims about how FEMA is spending money on migrants have led to a suspension of funds. Ohio has proposed a bill that would make it a felony for men to release genetic material without intent to create a child. Mississippi has a similar piece of proposed legislation. Elsewhere in the state, bird flu has led to more than 10 million chickens being destroyed in the last month. Still in Ohio, but now we're talking about September of 2024. CDC researchers went to a veterinary conference in Columbus. The researchers asked the vets if they had symptoms of bird flu and gave them a questionnaire to fill out. They also drew their blood. Some vets who had no symptoms were found to have H5N1 antibodies. It amounted to about 2% of those who agreed to the survey. All of those with antibodies had contact with dairy cows or chicken flocks. This suggests that bird flu is more prevalent than we know and that people can be asymptomatic. In Wisconsin, Justice Janet Protasewicz has declined to recuse herself from a union case. And here's your weird state fact for this week. Kentucky has the world's longest known cave system. It's called Mammoth Cave and has more than 400 explored miles of caves. Some estimates put the unexplored portions of the cave as another 600 miles. Okay, so moving on to the question and answer portion of the show. Question number 1. D. Can you break down how the tariffs will affect the various states? I know it would be hard, but is there a way? This isn't that hard at all, really. Trump's new promise of reciprocal tariffs on every country makes it very simple. If it's imported, it'll go up in price. If it's made domestically but has a lot of imported competition, it'll probably go up too. This will affect every state and every region. People really need to understand that every single tariff is raising prices on us. Question number 2. This isn't a rhetorical question, and I feel like if I send it to Bill, she'll think it's a joke. So D, why are gas prices still going up? I thought Trump would at least get gas prices to go down. Trump's solution is drill, baby, drill. The thing is, we don't have a drilling shortage. It's a refining capacity thing. I'll put an explainer video on this down below. On top of that, the tariff threats are causing uncertainty, and uncertainty makes oil more expensive. Okay, that looks like it. We'll see you next week for another trip. Y'all have a good day.